Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Meoni, and this time I wanted to talk about just a discussion piece about the new changes to the resistance weapon that were added in 5.57 and what it feels like. Now, a lot of people have probably known by now that I'm trying to go for all 17 weapons. Now, a lot of people have completed all 17 weapons, and congratulations to them. I have limited time to work with, and when I do get to play the game, it's not always the thing I want to do straight away. However, it is still a goal that I want to complete, or wanted definitely to complete before Endwalker. I think that this patch personally has affected my goal in such a way that I believe I can complete this within maybe a month and a half, something like that. I don't see myself having to go through too much more pain than that. Now, the resistance weapon steps, as you probably already know, I mean, this isn't a guide video, we've done plenty of discussions about that before. The resistance weapon steps are fairly lengthy. There are, one-time quests here and there. There's a incredibly insane set of one-time quests requiring axles and the like in 5.55. So yeah, there's plenty of stuff to get stuck into, and for most people, one weapon is really enough. But for people like myself, this is a massive change. So on the grand scheme of things, if you didn't already know, previously to the patch, you would need to get 15 time-worn artifacts, right? That's for this quest, a new path of resistance. In particular, we're doing it for Black Mage right now, okay? So every time we completed Delubrum Reginae, we basically had a guaranteed drop of 1, okay? A lot of people instead chose to do the other way of getting them. There's only 2 methods of obtaining time-worn artifacts for this stage, was to do Palace of the Dead. Now, as far as I can remember, the drops from Palace of the Dead are not a guaranteed drop on the early floors. You had to go much closer to floor 200 to actually get towards that guaranteed drop rate. I mean, it's still probably a lot faster in the long run. And obviously, if you haven't got all of your jobs to 80, it is a great option. But as you can see, I did all this way before the resistance weapons were added, so I've already got stuff at level 80. So for me, that's not really a very viable option. So I sank a lot of time into DR. I've done over 100 and something runs now. I needed to do another 135, which was... It was still on my list of things that I was working towards, and that was whilst the drop rate was as painful as it was previously. 5.57 then added the extra 2 drops, so we have a total of 3 time-worn artifacts that drop from Delubrum Reginae normal, and honestly that cemented it as probably being the most efficient way to complete your relics if you're doing more than one. If you're doing just one weapon, then I would say a mix of things is probably the best thing for you, for your mental state, honestly. Just to mix things up, to, keep it fresh. And honestly, if you don't enjoy that kind of grind, then it's perfectly understandable. Everybody has their own different things. Some people won't touch the resistance weapon at all. And some people have got their resistance weapon to the point where they just don't want to do 15 runs of Delubrum Reginae. Well, fortunately, that is no longer a problem. And with those 3 drops, it's cut it down significantly. Now, is it enough for everyone to be happy? No, certainly not. I think there are stages of this resistance weapon that would really benefit from some significant changes, be that nerfs or whatever. And I think one of the most controversial stages is the one-time only stages, especially when you're doing Void Arc and Rabanasta, right, which are the chosen ways of getting that particular stage done, or the springs and axles, the books, the gems that you get from Zadnor. It's still, for the most part, most beneficial for you to do that content in Zadnor, but it would be nice to see a little bit of a nerf to those stages for new people. I think it is a hurdle that prevents them from getting fully into this. Now, is the resistance weapon mandatory? No, not at all. In fact, there is no Savage content currently being released that would make the most use of those weapons with that item level. If anything, if you are currently still raiding Savage, then this is going to make it easier, but it is, you know, apart from the weapons being best in slot currently, as far as I know, for most jobs in the game, it is the end of the cycle of this particular expansion. We are all waiting 5 more months for Endwalker. The only thing this is going to give you is, what, 2 or so levels into Endwalker of like a slight damage increase, because there will be vendors that have level 81 and 82 gear that will have much more superior stats than a resistance weapon. I can assure you is these weapons are not the be all and end all of the video game. So one of the weapons that I got recently was this one. I managed to complete the warrior one the other day, and surprisingly to me, I completed one of these weapons in a day. Now, like fully completed. I went and did the Time Worn stage at the same time as the final stage. So if you didn't know, additionally, there's the Raw Emotion stage, which is part of the Irresistible Repeatable. At the moment, I'm working on the Dancer weapon. Okay, so we're already 7 into that, which is hilarious because I just recently started it last night after the stream. Yeah, so we're working towards this stuff, and you get 2 drops of the Raw Emotions every time you complete Delubrum Reginae. Alternatively, you would get 3 if you did Dalriada, and you get 1 per completion of level 70 instances. So obviously for multiple weapons, it makes sense, especially even more now so after 5.57, to do DR runs. And that's pretty much what I've been doing, and I feel like this has become such an easy thing in comparison to what I was doing. The amount of runs that I have to do now is tiny in comparison. You know, I can actually fit a completion of a weapon for the Augmented Laws Order and a raw weapon in a day. It's amazing, you know, and runs are getting faster of DR the more people pump into the metal. You know, the more they cap on metal, the more they level up their their stats inside Zadnor via metal exchange to increase their their stacks of power. The closer we get to faster and faster runs. Now, of course, you can do speed runs of this content as well. There's subsets of the community, and I believe there are even groups in Party Finder. Let's see. I mean, it is 10:43 in the morning, so there's probably not many people going to be doing it right now. But adventuring forays, no, I don't think there's anyone doing it. But I have seen people do full runs of people with essences and the right ability, like the correct lost actions, and bosses absolutely melt. They really do. So there has never been a better time, in my personal opinion, to go and complete multiple weapons if you so desire. At the end of the day, I was one of the people that didn't do that the first time around with Eureka. I did like 2, I think 3 weapons the first time around, and then I stopped. And it was so relevant, and there were so many people doing it, and I'm kicking myself now because I know for a fact I could have easily got all of the weapons. And as time's gone by, my interest, my tastes in particular jobs has changed radically. Things get changed, new abilities get added to jobs. A lot has changed since when I first started playing this game, where I wanted to play White Mage and White Mage only. And trust me, in a few years from now, you will probably change as well. You'll try other jobs out and you'll go, wow, that's actually really cool. And then you'll get attached to something like I have, and then you'll regret the fact that you haven't gone at the time where it was, easily obtainable to actually get the resistance weapon. I still think there is huge future-proofing problems with these resistance weapons as a relic. You know, the original A Realm Reborn relic, I could go start now and it's all on me. I could get that done, no problem. In Endwalker, I have a significant gut feeling that I wouldn't be able to come back and do these with any effective, you know, rate, really. I'd be able to do them, no questions asked, but it'd be more painful than a Realm Reborn relic or a Heavensward relic weapon. So I think that really my sort of go-to from this, and from the nerf especially that happened yesterday, I would suggest that if you do have an inkling, even if it's just for one other weapon, I know it's a painful prospect of doing more Delubrum Reginae, but if you can just grit your teeth and just sit there and watch something maybe on another screen, I assure you, you will not regret it in the future. I think some of these weapons look great. You might disagree. The warrior weapon, I personally like that. The only bit I don't like about this weapon is the crystals, which is, you know, the main motif. But the magma and the spell effect on this, it's absolutely gorgeous in my opinion. Look at that. But, you know, again, this is my opinion. You might not want these at all, which is, you know, the very basis of the thing. These are all optional. At the end of the day, this is glamour more than anything else. I know for a fact in the future that I'll probably end up loving my warrior again, depending on what changes they make. If they make warrior as fun, in my opinion, as it was back in Stormblood at the start, then I'll probably be rocking this as my main tank, you know, as that particular role. And I want to look good doing it, and I can't imagine that there'll be many weapons that go with this set of armor as well as this one does. So, but you know, you never know. And I'll be sure I'll end up doing this all over again when Endwalker eventually adds its relics as well, because I can imagine those would be out of this world, probably very literally. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I thought I'd share my opinions. It's made my journey towards the 17 a lot easier. I'm now completing weapons like every 1 to 2 days. On average, I think that's what will end up happening past that first day, that honeymoon period. It'll be like every 1 or 2 days I'll end up completing a weapon. So yeah, whilst the iron, you know, whilst it's hot, hit it whilst it's hot, hit it whilst it's fresh, whilst people are still queuing. Because remember, at the end of the day, Delubrum Reginae, as much as it's now very efficient at clearing to get these items for both of these final repeatable quests for weapons, it's not going to be that readily curable forever. As much as there will be runs of this in Endwalker and beyond, you've seen what happened to Eureka. There are still people in there, but it's a lot less than it used to be, right? So you're going to have to find other alternatives in the future to do this, and there just isn't that many alternatives for a lot of the stages. Unless they add further changes in the future in nerfs, I think this is probably one of the least future-proof resistant/relic weapons we've ever had in a game. Anyway, let me know what you think about these changes. If you would like to see more, I certainly would love to see more changes and nerfs to some of the other stages for other people. I know there's a bunch of people that you know, watch my videos, and good friends of mine in Discord actually, that kind of just slump every time I say, are you doing another weapon? And they're just like, oh, I don't want to, but I know that I want to at the same time. You know, make it a little bit easier. I know we've got 5 months, but there's a lot of stuff in the game to do. And if we burn ourselves out too much on optional stuff like this, then, you know, we're not going to enjoy the rest of this lovely game, of which there is plenty to play and enjoy. Anyway, let me know what you think, like I say, about the changes, how this has affected you. Have you changed your mind? Are you going for more weapons than you originally thought? Let me know below, and I'll see you all next time. Much love, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye-bye.